I'm Krista Bailey with IU South Bend Center for a Sustainable Future, here to share with you another way you can experience sustainable Michiana. So we're in farm country. We grow almost every food possible in this area, so I thought it'd be best to see how we can experience local food. So today I'm at Bushelcraft Farm in Elkhart County with John Zirkle. He's the farm manager and educator, a beautiful combination for what we're talking about today, because we don't only want to find out, John, about how this local farm business runs and how people can experience it, but how you're taking care of the land and how people can learn about it and really, well, experience what's going on out here. So. Great. Thanks for taking time off the farm. Sure. I appreciate it. So when people come up, they're coming back here. It's kind of a striking setting. What are they going to experience if they are coming out to the farm?
Well, we have several ways people can engage here on the land, whether it's picking up a basket of produce once a week in our community-supported agriculture program, which happens on Tuesdays, but also folks can come out to hike. We have some folks who like to do bird watching actually here, and we're creating new opportunities for volunteering and some spaces that overlook kind of natural areas for sitting and reflecting. Hope to have even space for gatherings, socially distant, outdoors. So there's a number of ways folks can connect.
It's a great place to be right now, well, all the time, because we can be together but not too close, enjoying the fresh air. So I could come out, I could buy a share in your community supported agriculture, the CSA. So I could come out and get some food. And so where would I pick that up?
Right, well, here's kind of our office shed, but on Tuesday afternoons we set up a pop-up tent right here, kind of in the shade for afternoon, and folks kind of in an assembly line pick up their basket, which gets filled, and sometimes mingle with each other outdoors. The entrance to our field is just beyond the pickup area, so it invites folks who want to come actually walk the field or bird watch from here. But,
wow. So if I was have a CSA share,
yep.
I might be getting some of this gorgeous garlic.
You might, yeah.
And what other things might people get in their basket, like good, fresh, healthy food?
Right, well, it being late July, tomatoes are coming on strong, as are the peppers and tomatillo, lots of basil and parsley and cilantro, but, you know, and cucumbers and zucchini and eggplants.
But it's probably too late to buy into summer right now. Can I still get food later in the year, or am I out of luck?
Right, actually, Krista, we're signing folks up for our fall shares right now, and those begin, the first pickup September 1. Okay. So for the next 6 weeks, we're signing folks up. And that program goes 14 weeks until December 8th.
Oh my gosh.
So it pretty much mirrors kind of the school calendar.
Nice.
With a week for fall break in October. So it's a great time to spread the word. We're also, we work to be accessible. So we're actually taking on, we aspire to take on some worker shares, people who are willing to put in labor in exchange for their basket. Or payment plans that make it easier for folks who can't write a check for the whole amount right up to the beginning. So we want it to be accessible to a wide range of people's circumstances.
So I could work for my share, some of that cost there, and learn in the process, get some exercise, and well, I kind of want to see the fields anyway. Can you show us where some of the stuff's grown?
Definitely.
Great. Hey, there's food.
Yes.
Look at that. I see cucumbers.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Wow.
Yep.
So this is a little bit different looking farm than folks might be used to, because it's not just rows and rows of produce. We've also got some other stuff going on out here. So tell me what people could experience coming out to see the farm besides rows and rows of produce.
Right. We try to integrate conservation into our farm practices and allow wildflowers and blackberries and milkweed to thrive on the edges, partly because we want to attract natural insect communities, songbirds, as you can hear.
Yeah.
And so we lean into that. We actually have a lot of space and can't even grow in all of it anyways. So between allowing wild plants to thrive on the edges, people can see that. They can find quiet places to sit and reflect. And we even offer classes, some of which include talk about wild edibles or how to build trellises for the garden with vines and branches. So we try to see the whole farm as a system that's not just tilled rows of carrots.
Yeah, and that's what it is, right? It's a really interesting model of how, you know, farming can be part of the natural landscape and not take it over,
right.
And enhance and work with it. It's a really great concept. So if I'm coming out to pick up my CSA, I'm not only supporting local farmer guy, which I'm excited to do, but also supporting this kind of growing in our area, which I think is really important given the vast fields most of us see of one thing growing. We've got a lot of stuff growing out here. So I might come up, get out, you know, get my food, but I could also just take in the landscape, get a little walk in, mental clarity, see some birds, right? So where's a good spot to go to? Where's our trail? This is great. A nice little nature walk in the middle of a farm. What a great idea. Why do it this way? You didn't have to. You could have just grown food everywhere.
Right. Well, growing vegetables is a labor of love, and there's no way we could pull off growing on as many acres as we have access to right now. And turns out this field actually has lots of natural wet spots to begin with that aren't great for food production. For example, the cattails you see here, water had sat in a low spot anyways, and we actually had a little excavating to make a pond last year. We've seen muskrats swim across, the bullfrogs and the peepers are out in the spring. So it's become an opportunity to say this wants to return in spots to the wet wildlife habitat that it wants to be. So we allow that and work with the better spots for food production. There's plenty of space for both. But
you've made space for us to get out and enjoy it as well. So to take walks, to go birding. I hear you've got an avid birder who comes out. I'm anxious to see their species list. And you could come out or just reflect and meditate out here on the farm. So lots of good, healthy things to do for people and building this culture of enjoying our Michiana ecosystems and the food.
Yeah.
Always the food.
Well, if you came back too, you would see sunflowers will be out in part of this field as well.
Oh, well, we got to come back for
it'll
that.
continue to look beautiful on multiple levels, I think.
So beyond just coming out, like giving my money to a local farm, seeing the food, seeing the land taken care of, getting a little exercise for myself, you're not just the farm manager, but you're the educator as well, so it could also come out and like learn from you and from other people. What kind of topics have been most popular so far, and what are you most excited to be teaching about in the future?
Yeah, well, when we first started classes this winter in January, we just modeled what was practical in the calendar year. So we started with a garden planning and seed ordering series in January. We then got into talking about growing mushrooms on the farm, like shiitakes or oyster mushrooms on logs. Those classes were quite popular in the winter, and this is before coronavirus restrictions. But more recently, we've had class topics on trellising vine crops, like tomatoes and cucumbers, hops. And actually tomorrow we have a class on bird baths, bat houses, and garden art. So we've had a wide range of practical how-to grow courses, but also things that are more conservation and arts and craft oriented. So.
Nice. So I can come out and learn to have my own farm from you, not just by watching and observing, but actually coming to class.
Right, and I will say we also intend for the education experiences to be accessible. So we ask folks to donate $20 for our classes. If that's a struggle for their household, they can volunteer on our farm as another form of payment instead. So we're trying to meet people where they're at, and there's a real range of interest from folks who are like, $20 is not bad, to I can't pay that and I'd rather volunteer.
Sure.
So
Yeah, well, that's fantastic.
Great.
Well, thank you for spearheading this really inspiring effort and making Michiana more sustainable now and into the future. Great work.
Thank you.